morning. Thank you for your mercy and your grace. We pray in the name of Jesus, you forgive us for all of our sins, iniquities, transgressions, and trespasses. We pray in Jesus' name you be with us as we go through the study on the black biblical presence in the Bible. It is in Jesus' name we pray, the church says.
Amen.
Okay, we're doing a teaching on the black biblical presence in the Bible. For some strange reason, and we know what the strange reason is. What is the strange reason when I say what is the strange reason?
Sin.
Sin is the strange reason. When I say for some strange reason, you don't have to speculate. You don't have to contemplate. If you don't know what those words mean, go home and look it up. Because many of you think you know what these words mean that I say, and you don't know what I'm saying. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to meditate on. You don't have to muse or roll it over in your mind to try to contrive and understand and figure out what I mean. Not what I say, what I mean when I say for some strange reason. The strange reason is sin. White Anglo-Saxon America, they call themselves Caucasians because they come from the Caucasus Mountains, says it does not matter whether the people in the Bible is black or white or what color Jesus is, black or white. Yet, in place of what they say, they took all the depictions, all the pictures of the gods out of the Middle East, and they construed them, sculpted them, painted, draw their faces white. But in the place of everything they did, they say it does not matter. Well, we say if it did not matter, why did you do it? If it did not matter, quote, what color they were. Yes, it did matter. And it was a matter of sin. That's what it was a matter of. To paint a picture of the black man that God did not speak, not paint, that God did not speak or say concerning or about him in the scriptures. So that's why we have entered in on this teaching, at least I have, on the black presence. I say the black presence in the Bible because this is one of the first books that I had. This book right here, the black presence in the Bible. I had these books for a while. These are not books that I just came across. You know why it's not in my house? Oh, I didn't take a picture of it. These, I didn't take a picture. Okay. Oh, there it goes right. Yeah, that's why it's not in my book. Didn't take a picture. Oh, there it go right there. There it go right there. The Black Princes of the Bible. I knew I had. But then he got another volume. He got another volume to this. I just didn't start doing this. I need to take some more pictures of these books. Oh, here they go right there. I just didn't start doing this. This is something that I was studying when I first came to the ministry. So I didn't just stumble. I did not just stumble upon this. This is something that has been in me for a long time. But as I said previously in some of my teachings, I was distracted by hearing a certain person, that is Jim Brown's of Grace and Truth Ministry, saying color did not matter. Yes, it does. It does not matter in the kingdom of God. But here on this earth where we live at, yes, it does matter. And so that's why we went back and started looking at the black presence in the Bible. That's what I call it. And we're going to be doing some work out of the Bible is Black History, a personal workbook that I purchased for you guys so we can understand the concept or the idea or the presence of the black man all throughout the scripture. You see, I got one book that Conceptions of God in Ancient Egypt, the one and the many. The one and the many. Then I got Religion in Ancient Egypt. God myths and personal practice. Then one is good, which is real good, is red land. It's a red land and a black land. They didn't like it actually. Then civilization or barbarism by sheep ante diop. Now this is sheep ante diop right here. That's a picture of sheep ante diop. That's a picture of sheep ante diop. That's a picture of sheep ante diop when he was young. That's a picture of him. That's a picture of him when he was young. That's a picture of him when he was old. That's a picture of him. You see, he has a lot more hair. All great scholars have a lot more hair. And that's George Massey, who I'm going to be reading out of the Ancient Egypt Life of the World. I don't know if I took a picture of that. No, I did not. Maybe I didn't get a picture of that. So I'm going to be reading out George Massey today. And I'm going to be reading some things out of Conceptions of God in Ancient Egypt. I'm going to be reading out of Conceptions of God in Ancient Egypt. And I'm going to start off this morning. I should have had a picture of this. I'm going to get a picture of it right now. This is a good one right here. Did I bring my other one? Hold on, take this off. Let me take a picture of this one. Come on, she got you from a cup. From a couple that long. I got enough coffee here to last you forever. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. You know I'm gonna drink it. So I'm gonna take a picture of him and picture of him right away. So I want the audience to see these books that I am studying from. These books I had a long time. And we here believe in predestination and the sovereignty of God. I don't know why, square. Turn that book around. Turn that book around right quick. Turn it around straight. There you go. All right, praise God for you. Thank you. So turn that one around. I don't know why they got that there. Thank you again, so I appreciate you. There you go. Thank you, so much. So I want to put these books up too. This one I'm going to be, so what I got to do now? This one I'm going to be reading out of now. This is the Book of the Dead of the Egyptians, the hieroglyphic translation into English of the ancient Egyptian papyrus of Anak by E. Wallace Budge. You can see it in the light of the box. But this book right here I'm going to be reading out of. This book we're going to start off with this morning. Because what I want you to understand is the Greeks, Lolita, and the Latins did not understand the hieroglyphics and the religion of the Egyptians. These were a very spiritual people. And God decided that he was going to save these people. God decided that he was going to save these people. Let's look at Isaiah. I want to show you something in Isaiah chapter 19. Go to Isaiah chapter 19. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. Isaiah chapter 19. It says, Isaiah chapter 19, it says, the burden of Egypt looks forward to desolations, to kingdom blessing. With who?
Israel.
Okay. It said, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rides upon a swift cloud, shall come into Mizraim. We know Egypt is Mizraim. Mizraim, that's what it tells us in Genesis chapter 10. It's Mizraim. E means that's plural. That means upper and lower Egypt. It's not two Egypts, it's one Egypt. But you got the upper part of Egypt and the lower part of Egypt. It's not two Egypts. It's just two parts to it. That's why it's called Mizraim, because I am is plural. That's plural. That's why it's called Mizraim. Okay. It says the burden of Mizraim. And who was Mizraim? Mizraim was who? Who was Mizraim? If you don't know, turn your Bible to the book of Genesis and find out. You don't have to guess. If you don't know, because I want you to tell me who Mizraim was. If you don't know, that's why you have a Bible. You don't need to guess. Who was Mizraim? Who was Mizraim? Everybody know where to go?
Yes.
Genesis 10, verse 6. Who was Mizraim?
The third son of Ham.
Thank you very much. That's why I asked you. He's not Ham.
No, I was going to say one of Ham's sons.
No. Who is he, Eric?
The third son of Ham.
That's why I told you to go to Genesis. He's the third son.
Sorry, second.
Second?
Yes.
So I told you to go there. He's the second. First son is Cush, right?
Yes.
Then it's
Mizraim.
Mizraim.
Yes.
Then the third is Foot.
Yes.
Yes.
The fourth I know is Canaan, right?
Yes.
He's the second son of Ham. And who was Ham?
Third son of Noah.
Youngest son of
Third son. Wait a minute. No, third son or youngest. The same thing. It's the same thing. Third son or youngest son. Slow down. It's the same thing. If he's the youngest, that means he's the last. You got the third son and the youngest son of Noah. That's who Ham was. You want to know who these characters are? These characters are in the Bible. The Holy Spirit moved Moses to put their name in the Bible in the order they are in. And that's another point I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach you. Not to debate with you. Charles gave me a quote yesterday and I said, Charles, that quote is mine. From now on, Charles, that quote is mine. And the quote is this: I debate with my equals. Everybody else I teach. So you know where you lie at.
Amen.
I debate with my equals. Everybody else I teach. So you know which category you fall in. Amen. Again, I said, Charles, that's mine. I debate with my equals. Everybody else I teach. You know you're not my equal, so you do good and well. You ain't got no business debating with me. Okay, so that's why I tell you to go, because I want you to know specifically which son he was. The Bible tells us we want to be biblically correct. We don't want to be human reason guess correct. Because you can use human reason. You can guess and you can be correct. Let me say it again. You can use human reason, you can guess, and you can be correct. But you're not biblically correct. You're correct based on your guessing. So if you guess, you're not sure. You look at the scriptures, which was written by the Holy Spirit through the prophets and the apostles. We will be accurate, James Brown. Hello?
Amen.
All right. So, we have chapter 19. It says, the burden of Mizraim, behold, the Lord rides upon a swift cloud. And he's speaking in a language, Eric, he's speaking in a language that Mizraim can understand. Because they believe that their God's thrown on the clouds. That's why he's speaking to them in this type of language. He's speaking to them into the language and the mindset that they have so they can understand. So Mizraim can understand. Because that's how Mizraim, quote, seen God. So you got to talk to him in a language and in a understanding where they can grasp what he's saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. And shall come to Mizraim, and the idols of Mizraim shall be moved at his presence. In the center of Mizraim shall melt in the midst of it. I will set the Mizraims, the Egyptians, against the Egyptians. And he did that. This is BC 714. I will set Mizraim against Mizraim. They shall fight everyone against his brother. They did it. We got this in history. Everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. These people had a kingdom. And we're talking about black presence in the Bible. This is Mizraim. This is the second son of Ham. The spirit of Mizraim shall fail in the midst of Mizraim. I will destroy the counsel of Mizraim. And Mizraim shall seek to the idols for what? Counsel. And to the charmers for counsel. And to them that have familiar spirits and the wizards, they want to ask them, what is going on? Why is all of this happening to us in Mizraim? Why are our idols melting? They melted at the presence of Yehovah. They melted at the presence of God, which your Bible has already told you. He said, in Mizraim will I give into the hand of a cruel Lord, and the fierce king shall rule over Mizraim, said the Lord of hosts, which if you don't know that he's talking about Nebuchadnezzar. And the water shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. Where at? In Mizraim, in Egypt. The river, what river? The Nile rivers. And they shall turn the rivers far away. The brooks of defense shall be empty, dried up. The reeds and the flags shall wither. That's the plants and the rubbish that's in the water. The paper reeds by the brooks, and the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brook shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. Why? Because the gods is gone. I, the true God, and him has destroyed your idols. When I destroy your idols, I've destroyed your way of thinking on your gods. This is good. The fishers, what fishers? The Egyptian fishers, the Mizraim fishers. That's who the fishers is. You got to learn to keep your mind in the context of Scripture. He's talking to Mizraim. So you got to know the land of Mizraim. You got to know some history about Mizraim in order to understand what he's saying. It's about the fishers who put in their fish for the fish in the rivers and in the sea. The fishers also shall mourn. Why? Why is the fishers going to mourn? Because the verse number 6, they shall turn the rivers far away, the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up, reeds and flags shall wither, the paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, everything sown by the brook shall wither. So they're going to mourn because they ain't no fish there if you don't got water. The fishers shall mourn, all they that cast angle or cast the hook into the brook shall sorrow. Why? Doing it for naught. They spread their nets upon the water shall languish. Moreover, they that work in fine flax, they that have networks shall be confounded. They shall be broken in the purposes thereof. And all that make sluices and ponds for fish. Surely the rulers of Zone, this is a place in Mizraim, are fools, the counsel of the wise, counselors of Pharaoh, is become brutish. Well, who is the counselors? Who is the counselors of Pharaoh? The counselors of Pharaoh. Actually, who the counselors of Pharaoh is, it already told us who the counselors of Pharaoh is. Who are the counselors of Pharaoh, Cleo? Do you know? Yes or no? It's wrong. Who is the counselors of Pharaoh? Kellen, do you know? Yes or no? Huh?
No.
All right, the counselors of Pharaoh. Eric?
Yes.
First, read.
Verse 3.
Verse number 3 is the counselors of Pharaoh. Read, Eric.
And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, to the charmers, to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
So who is the counselors, Eric?
The idols, the charmers, them that have familiar spirits, the wizards.
Thank you very much. Those are the counselors. That's why I tell you to pay attention. That's why I tell you to pay attention. Okay. Surely, verse 11, the rulers of Zone are fools. The counsel of the wise, counselors of Pharaoh has become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? Where are they? Where are the wise men? Let them tell you now. Let them know what the Lord of hosts has purposed upon Egypt. Who has purposed upon Egypt, Carol?
Yehovah.
Wrong. Who has purposed upon, where are they? Where are the wise men? Let them tell you now. Let them know what the Lord of hosts has purposed upon Egypt. Who is them, Carol? Maybe you could answer that better.
Who is
The them in verse 2. Who is the ones that wanted that that they asked them to declare the purpose. Okay, who is it, Eric?
The princes of Zoan.
Who is it?
Verse 3, the
Thank
idols,
you
the
very
charms.
much. It's the idols, it's those in verse 3. The idols, the charms, they that have familiar spirits to the will. The rulers of Zone, those are rulers, those was princes. You didn't go to the prince for the council. The prince went to who for the council?
The idols, the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Thank you very much. The princes of, verse 12. Verse number 11. Surely the princes of Zone are fools. The council of the wise counselors of Pharaoh was become brutish, because that's where they got their counsel from, right?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
That's where they got their, what are the rulers? Princesses is rulers, in case you don't know. Okay? And so they went to them, to their idols, to the wizards, to the familiar spirits, to the charms to get counsel. And they came back and gave it to them.
Pharaoh.
Thank you very much. You understand. Okay, verse number 11 again. Surely the princes of Zone are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become rude. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of the king? That's what the princes said. And they said that makes them the counsel they got from who?
The idols, the charmers, to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Thank you very much. Verse 12. Where are they? Where are your wise men? Let them tell you now. Let them know what the Lord of hosts has purposed upon Israel. The rulers of Zone are become fools. The rulers of Nob are deceived. They have also seduced Mizraim, even they that are of the state of the tribes of Mizraim. The Lord hath mixed a perverse spirit in the midst of Mizraim. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man stagger in his body. Equal. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or the tail branch or rush may do. In the day shall Mizraim be likened to women. Mizraim shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over Mizraim. The land of Judah shall be a terror unto Mizraim. Everyone that make mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against Mizraim. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Mizraim speak in the language of Canaan, and swear to the Lord of hosts. He's going to convert it. One shall be called the city of destruction. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Mizraim. There go your Egyptian Jews right there. There go your black Jew right there. There go your black Jew right there, the black Israelite. And a pillar at the border of Mizraim to the Lord. It shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Mizraim. For Mizraim shall cry to the Lord because of the oppressor. And the Lord shall send them a Savior, a great one. He shall deliver them. And the Lord shall be known to Mizraim. And the Mizraim shall know the Lord in that day, and shall do sacrifice and offering. Yes, they shall vow a vow unto the Lord and perform it. And the Lord shall smite Mizraim. He shall smite and heal it. And they shall return even to the Lord. He shall be treated and begged of them. He shall heal Mizraim. It's deep. In that day shall there be a highway out of Mizraim to Assyria. The Assyrians shall come into Mizraim. Mizraim into Assyria. And the Mizraim shall serve with the Assyrians. And that day shall Israel be third with Mizraim. Good God, not there you go right there. And with Assyria. That is a blessing in the midst of Mizraim. Israel won't be in the midst of Egypt or Africa. Phew. Whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, Blessed be Mizraim, my people. And Assyria, the work of my hands. Israel, my inheritance. I'm going to read you something about Mizraim. The Latins did not understand the hieroglyphics. 3 scriptures I want you to keep in mind. Let me do this, then we go to 3 scriptures. What time are we supposed to be out here? I got out. I got to show you something. I got to show you something, but I got to read this because I want this history there. I want you to understand that The Greeks and the Latins did not understand Egyptology. They did not understand the Hermetic way of thinking, which is spiritual. So I'm going to read this to you. And I'm reading out of this book right here. I'm reading out of this book right here. This is the book I'm reading out of. The Gods of Deity, E.A. Wallace Budge, The Gods of Egypt, The Studies of Egyptian Mythology, with 229 illustrations, including 6 and 4 colors. Because I want you to understand, because I made a statement, and the statement I made, I said they did not have statues. I said they did not have statues. Well, if you look here, you see this statue right there, you see that right there, you see this, and you see this. And I told you that they didn't have pictures. Well, you say, preacher, they didn't have pictures. Where did those come from? You just showed me. That's what I want you to understand this morning. They did not have pictures of man. And I want you to understand how they got these pictures and when they came into history. Among the various branches of Egyptology, which have been closely studied during the last 25 years. So he wrote this in, what is he wrote this? You got me a date, young man? Give me a date, Give me a date, 1969. 1969. So he's talking to 69 last 25 years, 69, 25. So what is he talking about? 70 something? 75, 74? Hello? As he said, 25 years. This was edited 69, 25, that'll be 40 something. It's 44, 1944. So this was written in 69. He said, among the various branches of Egyptology, which have been closely studied over the last 25 years, there are none which are more interesting to inquire into or more difficult to understand fully than the religion and mythology of the inhabitants of the Valley of the Nile. When we consider the number of works on these subjects, which have been written and published, both by expert Egyptologists and by confident exponents of the science of religion, during that period, which a statement may appear at first sight to be paradoxical, and many may think when reading it that some excuse must certainly be made for the philosopher who asks an eminent professor of Egyptology, the somewhat caustic question: is it true that the more the subjects of Mizraim religion and mythology are studied, the less is known about them? The question is, are thoroughly justified? And every honest worker will admit that there are, at the present time, scores of passages, even in such a comparatively well-known religious compilation of the Book of the Dead. That's the Book of the Dead. The question is, are thoroughly justified? And every honest worker will admit that there is, at the present time, scores of passages, passages in this book. I want you to understand, even in such a comparatively well-known religious compilation as the Book of the Dead, which are inexplicable. You can't explain them. Man can't explain them. Scores of allusions of a fundamentally important mythological character that they can't explain. What Anglo-Saxon can't explain, no man can explain, which the meanings are still unknown. The reason for the state of things are many, and the chief of them may be briefly recalled here. The custom of relying absolutely upon the information about the ancient Mizraim religion and mythology, which is reported by Greek historians, was abandoned by Egyptologists long ago. They say the stories that the Greek historians came and told us, Socrates, Plato, all the Greek historians that came about and told us about the story of Mizraim and the mythical characters of Mizraim, they say they all was wrong. So we left it alone. They didn't know what they was talking about. They abandoned that a long time. Plato, Socrates, all the Greek historians, Cicero, all of them came down the line. They didn't understand nothing about Egypt. They didn't know what they was talking about. got calculated. They didn't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that. Everything you learn in college from a Greek historian, you know nothing about Mizraim. The custom of relying absolutely upon the information about the ancient Mizraim religion and mythology report and is reported by Greek historians was abandoned by Egyptologists long ago, for as soon as the native Egypt religious text could be read, it became evident that, quote, no Greek or Latin writer had any exact first-hand knowledge of these subjects. No Greek, no Latin, no Anglo-Saxon, no white man understood. Yes,
So you think it's gonna be recent conversation?
you best believe it, Doc.
They said it, man.
How they said, they didn't have no understanding of what they were saying. They didn't read that hieroglyphics. They didn't understand it. They had no understanding of the black man's mind. I ain't through. They had no understanding of the black man's mind. How would they go understand it? They thought they were so smart enough that that's what's wrong with mankind. You think he's so smart enough he can figure out anything. What is the word?
Physiognomy.
What is it, John?
Physiognomy.
Physiognomy. I can look at the nature and I can tell. We don't get into all. You just let me look at it and I can tell you exactly what it is. And we were stupid enough to believe it. We were stupid enough to believe him. Our parents were stupid enough to believe him. Our college education, stupid. We believed it when we went to college and he taught us in college. It became evident that no Greek or Latin writer had any exact first-hand knowledge of these subjects, and that none of them succeeded wholly in reproducing accurately in their works the facts concerning them, which they derived from Mizraim books. They couldn't understand his books. They didn't even get the facts right that was in the book. And that's deep.
Yes, it is.
It became evident that no Greek or Latin writer had any exact first-hand knowledge of these subjects, and that none of them succeeded wholly in reproducing accurately in their works the facts concerning them, which they derived from Mizraim books or from Mizraim priests. This is hardly to be wondered at, for the cultured Greek writers must have, and did, as we know, look with mixed pity and disrespect and ridicule upon the animal cults of the Egyptians, and they had, that is the Greek writers, no sympathy with the materialistic beliefs. They had no sympathy with the still more materialistic funeral customs and ceremonies which have been from time immemorial so dear to certain Hamitic peoples and so greatly prized by them. All the funeral customs that we have, where do you think they come from?
That's right.
All the funeral ceremonies, the repast, where do you think it comes from?
That's
Where do you think
right.
everything comes from the black man? When I say everything, I mean it. So if color don't matter, if it don't matter what color it is, why did y'all change? Why did you stamp your name on it? Why did you stamp your name on it? If it don't matter, why didn't they stamp their name on it, James Brown? It didn't matter. Because you weren't the beginning. What'd you say?
So they were trying to take credit for it.
Let's believe it. What I read this to our child, it's been really blowing mind. The old beliefs of the Egyptians' religion, which the educated or Roman truly understood, were those which characterized the various forms of Aryan religion. What?
It's an Aryan religion.
Yeah. What?
No,
What? What do you say?
I was going to say Aryan religion.
Aryan. You know what Aryan is?
It's like,
That's what it is. So if it coincided with their religion, they adopted. If it didn't coincide with what they believed, they didn't adopt it. That's what it's saying.
They were heretics.
What?
They were heretics.
They were heretics and they picked and choose. So if it coincided with what they already thought, And the way they figured it out, they said, that's out. Let's go with us.
That goes to show you the prejudice because it did.
Say it again.
That goes to show you the
Y'all speak up.
prejudice. That goes to show you the prejudice because they already had a thought in their mind.
Yes.
But if it didn't coincide with
Yes.
their thought, they discarded it.
Amen. What I want you to understand.
Prejudice is ignorance.
What say it? What you say?
Prejudice. I'm just saying, prejudice is ignorance.
Yes, it is. If you judge before something that you don't even know about. Prejudice means to judge before. Judge ahead of prayer, prejudice. You're judging before you have any knowledge or understanding of what you're talking about. Ain't studied nothing, ain't understood nothing, but you know what it means. Because a dumb man is. That's the attitude we have.
Yes.
That's the attitude and the education that has been embedded in us. And we use it every day. We use it all the time. We use it every day. We use it all the time. And we think we're smart. We think we know something.
Maybe to our own understanding, using other people's opinion.
The only beliefs of the Egyptian religion, which the educated, when I say educated,
Educated.
the educated Greek or Roman truly understood were those beliefs which characterize the different forms of Aryan religion, namely the polytheistic and the solar. That's all they understood. Not spiritual. The polytheistic. What is polytheistic? Do you know what polytheistic is? You should. What is polytheistic, man? What is polytheistic, Glenn? Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. You need to write the word down because you don't know what it means. I keep telling y'all, y'all don't know how to take notes. When you don't know what something means, you write the word down. You don't know what it means, why you don't write it down? You don't know what it means. All the notes go into your book. You don't know what it means, you write it down, you go study it. Polytheists and solar. You don't know what solar means, Glenn? Glenn Robertson, do you know what solar means?
No.
All right then. Van, do you know what solar means? Mixon, do you know what solar means? Solar, S-O-L-A-R. I did not ask you to guess. Do you know exactly what it means, Michael Mixon?
No.
Thank you. Carolyn? Thank you very much. What do polytheistics mean, Eric?
Many gods.
You guys go home and study. That's the only thing they understood. That's what they adopted, Charles. that is what coincides with Aryan religion. They had 100 many gods. They said, oh, we can relate to that. We got many gods too. And we worship the sun too. Well, where did it begin at? It began in Mizraim. Began in Mizraim. Began with Ham. Nimrod was a Hamite. Don't worry about it. Nimrod was the son of Cush. Cush was the first son of Ham. Cush, Ham, Nimrod, all of them worship the same thing. All of them worship the same thing. But it began with Nimrod because he built the Tower of Babel. That's why it says Babylon was the founder because he built the tower. Because Babylon want to say, let us make us a name. But Babylon wanted to separate from the rest of them because Ham already had a name. Mizraim already had a name. Hello?
Amen.
Who was Mizraim? Who was Mizraim? Thank you. Second son of Ham. Mizraim already had it. The Bible refers to Nimrod because he built the Tower of Babel. We're not start building cities. It's the first one to build communities. But the Aryans said we can attest and we can accept that. We got many gods. We worship the sun too.
It don't change.
3 passages of scripture. Three passages of scripture. You guys need to put in your book. Let me give you one of them right now. 3 passages of scripture you need to have. 3 passages of scripture you need to have. Number 1 is Ecclesiastes chapter 1. verse number 4. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse number 4. This is good. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse number 4. One generation passes away, another generation comes, but the earth continues forever. Hello?
Amen.
The sun also arises, the sun goes down, hastens to his place where he arose. He, not she. The sun is looked at as a male. Gotta pay attention. Why y'all still turning? I said the book of Ecclesiastes, man. I said the book of Ecclesiastes, man. I said the book of Ecclesiastes, didn't I? Yeah, I wonder why everybody turning the Bible and I'm reading. Oh. I said the book of Ecclesiastes. You're going to write the scriptures in your personal workbook. All your notes goes in your personal workbook. It don't go on an opposite white sheet of paper. Every note that you take goes in your personal workbook. That's where your notes go. So all of this stuff should have been written in your personal workbook. All of the notes you take goes in the personal workbook. All your notes. So that's what you're going to use to answer your questions in your workbook. One generation passes away. I'm in verse number 4. I said the book of Ecclesiastes. I didn't tell you the 9th chapter, the 9th book. I said the book. I said the book, that means you go to the book. One generation, verse number 4. One generation passes away, another generation comes, but the earth abides forever. The sun also arises, and the sun goes down, hastens to his place where he rose. The wind goes toward the south, turns around to the north. The wind whirls about continually, and the wind returns again according to its circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full, unto the place from whence the rivers come, and there they return again to the sea. All things are full of labor, man cannot utter. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. That which is done is that which shall be done. You're going to do nothing but repeat it over again. So I don't know why we think we come up with something new. And any idea of something rise in our mind, we say something, we think that we so doggone profound. I'm talking about people individually now. You think something initiated with you. It's because you ain't never heard it before and seen it before. That don't mean that you are a creator or an inventor or it has not been done. Because you don't, quote, know about it. You don't do nothing new. No child do nothing new. There's nothing new to do. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. So they're not doing nothing new. The Aryans not doing nothing new that was already done. They had many gods and sons long before the white man even knew anything about many sons. Many gods and sons. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. That which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new under the sun. Is there anything of which it may be said? See this Christmas that we got in the United States of America. This is new. No, Easter is not new. Valentine's Day is not new. No holiday is new. Nothing is new. Ain't nothing you did in your grandmama's house, in your house with your mom and them that was new. Y'all, everybody been doing that before you came. I told Lolita something last night. I said, the old folks had a saying, you ain't gonna get nothing from that man but a wet behind. Yeah. That was an old saying. Come out of Mississippi. She was born in Virginia. I was born in Illinois. She said her grandmother used to say it. My grandmother used to say it too. They didn't say it just like that, but that's how I say it. I don't want to say it the way it was said. But that's what they say. You run around with that dude, you run around with that man, you ain't gonna get nothing but a wet behind. But they didn't say wet behind, they said a wet donkey. That's all you're gonna get is a wet, right, man?
Right.
Everybody said that.
They said.
That's not new. Young people probably don't know. I probably don't know. Eric, I know he don't know. Carolyn, I don't even know. Carolyn may not even know. She's from the South, but that's come from the South, didn't it, man?
They preached that.
They preach that all the time.
Yes,
I don't know what you run around with that dude for. Well, I don't know why you run around with that dude for. You ain't gonna get nothing but a wet ass.
They did.
That's what they would say.
They did.
You ain't gonna do nothing for you. You ain't got no job. That's what they said. It was an idiom. Well, just to make it plain. So you ain't got no money. Can't do nothing for you. That's what they will say to deter you, or turn you away from going with a nothing nigga, or nothing white man. White man is a nigga too. He the first one. Okay? So is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? No! It had been already, there you go right there, of old time, which was before you. All that stuff that's being done, everything we see was before you was even born. Before us. The man thinks he always coming up with something new, but he ignorant. So that is he ignorant. That's what make him prejudiced. There is no remembrance of first days. No, it's not. It's still, and neither shall there be any remembrance of things that have come with those that shall come after. When you dead, your thoughts, man, everything's gone. Well, you ain't nobody. That's what he just told you. We really think you're somebody. When you dead, that's it. You're not going to be going around talking about you. There ain't nobody to talk about. None of them ain't nobody to talk about. You don't even hear about Michael Jackson. You know? They got his money and gone. The only beliefs of the Egyptian religion. So that's one scripture I want you to keep in mind. That should be put in your book. Then I got two more. I'm going to go to the other ones later. I got two more. These books these scriptures we don't want to forget. These are three main scriptures I'm using in teaching on the black biblical presence in the Bible. These three main scriptures. I got two more. I'm going back to let you know that the Greek and the Roman and the Latins didn't understand nothing. The Greeks and the Romans, rather, didn't understand nothing of Ham's mindset. He was a spiritual person. We can prove that too. I am with the scripture. The only beliefs of the Egyptian religion, which the educated Greek or Roman truly understood, was those which characterized the various or the different forms of Aryan religion. They say, man, that look like what we do. Namely, the polytheistic and the solar. For the forms of the cults of the dead, all the religious ceremonies and observances, which suppose a belief in the resurrection of the dead and an everlasting life, which had been in existence among the native inhabitants of northeast Africa from before the dynasties. So all these pictures right here, show you guys something. These pictures that you see, that was a great one. These pictures are during the time when they were a dynasty. Before there was a dynasty, you didn't have those pictures. Before there was a dynasty, you didn't have this. This is after they become a dynasty. Before they became a dynasty, no pictures, no sculptures. This is after they become a dynasty.
What is a dynasty?
A dynasty is like an empire, like America. That's what a dynasty is. A dynasty is a period of time when one race is ruled. The dynasty of the dynasty of Van, the dynasty of Aaron, the dynasty of Glenn, all of them Israel. But each one of them lived in their own dynasty. You had Ramses, you had Amenhotep, you had each different one of these Mizraim leaders that had a dynasty. But the dynasty was in Mizraim. It was in Egypt. You had different Pharaoh Necho, Shishak ruled, he had a dynasty. Pharaoh Necho in the Bible, he had a dynasty. Ramses, he had a dynasty. But before dynasties, before there were dynasties, there were no statues, there were no sculptures, there were no pictures. It did not exist. This is after dynasties can be established. ABC. Dynasty, a succession. Like I said, I would be the first dynasty. Then Van come along, but we put it in perspective. Van is the oldest, so it would be the first dynasty. Van would be the first dynasty. See, the oldest. Then Ak will come, and he will have a dynasty. Then Eric will come. So how many dynasties is that? A succession of rulers who are members of the same family. That's what a dynasty is. A succession of rulers who are members of the same family. That's what a dynasty is. So Van is the first Mizraim dynasty. Ak would be the second Mizraim dynasty. They come out of the same family. 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 Same family. Rulers of the same family. Rulers of the same family. A succession of rulers of the same family. So these would be after the dynasty is established. Before the dynasty, you didn't have these. You didn't have these. You didn't have that. This is dynasty. You didn't have this. You can understand. Because I know some people will say, well, then you keep saying they have no pictures, but we see pictures. Yes. After the dynasties are established. Before the dynasties, you did not have this. You didn't have pictures. That's what we're going to be looking at. So we understand?
Yes.
We be looking at it. Ain't this good?
Yes, it is.
Learn something. These was a spiritual people. This is good. I didn't want to read all of this, but I have. I'll get to where I'm going.
Preacher, so the more advanced they, like, I remember
Say it again. Go ahead, say it, boy.
so I remember a long time ago, when they get more advanced.
Wait a minute. Are they becoming more advanced?
Yes.
Are they?
No.
Are they progressing or they
They're digressing.
Thank you very much. We say they are advancing because now they're starting to be more intelligent or more stupid, ain't it?
Yes.
Because what did it say? Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and deceiving. All the gods were spiritual in the beginning. They had no man to represent the God. Now they start having the elephant is a God, the man is a God. But remember one thing they made a God was man. Second scripture you need to put in your book, though, don't get it. Because let me get this to you. Because I'm starting to understand it more and more I get into it. That's what he said. The more and more you get into it, the more and more you're going to understand it. You stop studying Egyptology. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Everything to them was a concept, James Brown. And you can see it. That's what the Bible says. Even as. That means equal to. Because that's, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because that's the way they looked at things. They looked at things concrete. So God said, that's the way you see. Let me give you an example of what I am going to do with something that you already have on earth. Y'all understand what I said? You say, all right, you say God ride on the clouds? Guess what? I'm coming on the clouds.
So you can identify.
What?
So you can identify.
What? So you will know exactly who it is.
Make sure.
So now you're going to start reading your scriptures. You should start seeing them different. And that's why I tell you guys, y'all won't be seeing it like that. Y'all look at everything concrete. That's how you've been taught in the United States of America. And I don't mean to pick on Cleo. It's hard for Cleo to see spiritual. It's very hard for him to see spiritual. The reason why it's so hard for him to see spiritual because he has too much confidence in his flesh. He believes too much in man. That's why it's hard. That's the only reason it's hard. He won't get rid of self. It took me out to go all the way around the block with Cleo all the time. But we're going to come back to the same point. We did it this morning. We went all the way around the block. We get back to the same point. And then he said, begin. I want. I said, that's what your problem is. You want. And you're always going to go around the same block with him all the time because he thinks he can do things his way. That's how he's been taught. That's how he is. And you don't let him do it, he get upset. I seen him over there with Charles this morning. Same thing. He's going to keep going through that. He's going to keep going through that because he has too much confidence in his flesh. You don't know. He truly don't believe he's an evil, wicked man. He don't. He don't really truly believe that he's wicked and he's ignorant and he don't know nothing because he's been dealt that hand and he keep playing it and he don't want to take them cards and dispel them and throw them in the garbage. That when you're old, you know something. You don't know nothing. You're stupid. You ignorant. Because there's nothing new to know. What you're doing, it's already been done. The mindset that you have has already been here. It's not new. The way you think, you ain't the first person to think like that. You ain't the first stupid person in the world. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Here go another one. Let's go over to Romans. The more and more I'm reading this, the more I understand. Go to your second scripture I want you to keep in mind. Go to Romans. Go to Romans. You see this right here? You look at next door. They are dynasty Egyptians. Hello? You best believe they dynasty. You just go look it up. Go back there and just look. They dynasty Egyptians. Thank you very much. They don't know what they got. I can go over there and teach them. I know more about it than them. I know more about it than them. All you got to do is study and read. That's all you got to do. They think they got something. We just read it in the 19th chapter. They're supposed to be with us, aren't they?
Yes.
We just read it in the 19th chapter of the book of Isaiah, didn't we?
Yes.
Didn't we just read it in the 19th chapter of the book of Isaiah?
Yes.
They need to tear that wall down.
Tear that partition. Yes, I did.
They need to tear that wall down. We need to go over there and kill all them gods and they go over there and get all the people. The place should be filled with none but us. The teaching. About the ancestors. About our ancestors. Good.
Yes.
We need to tear that wall down. I need to bring them over here and teach them about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God of their fathers. You know Ham, Jacob, and Shem did come out of Abraham, right? Noah came out of it. When we go over there and read the literature, and was going to read chapter 5 of the book of Genesis, like we did the other night. We got to get over there. Try to get it. Y'all might be here a little later, in 12:30. I don't have something to do. You go ahead and go. Leave it. Because I got something to show you. It's 12 o'clock. Do the best I can. Stop at 12:30. But see, I keep getting something new all the time. That's what's going to make it so hard. But when I showed them Thursday, I didn't even touch it off with you. But I showed it to you. Romans chapter 1. Amen. Look at Romans chapter 1. Here we go right here. What I'm telling you. These were spiritual people. I mean, verse number 18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against, Romans 1:18. I said chapter 1 then.
Yes.
All right, Romans 1:18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. It didn't say Israel. It said of men, didn't it?
Yes.
Of all kinds of men, right?
Yes.
Of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. That's Mizraim. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in Mizraim. For God hath showed it unto Mizraim. For the invisible things of God from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, that is eternal power, by the things that are made, the earth, the wind, the fire, the blood, right?
Yes.
The things that are made, right?
Yes.
Right? The things that are made, the animals, right?
Yes.
The things that are made, the clouds, right?
Yes.
The things that are made, the sun, right?
Yes.
The things that are made, the moon, right?
Yes.
The things that are made, the tree, right?
Yes.
They said it was gods in there. They said the wind was a god. They didn't worship the wind, they worshiped the power of the wind. They didn't worship the fire, they worshiped the power of the fire. There's a power in fire. No, the power of fire comes from God. But they didn't have no concept of God. They knew it was a God of spirit out there. But they held the truth in unrighteousness. They knew it. But they held it in truth in unrighteousness. Again, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them. This was a power in them, and they equated the power in them with the power in the animal, the power in the fire. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them. For God has showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. That is his eternal power. His eternal power is in the what? Fire. Wind.
That's deep.
I know
I
it.
thought about that. That's deep.
I know it. I know it. His eternal power is in blood. Like a reflection in the blood.
Yeah.
It's in earth. It's in air. It's in wind. It's in fire. How about darkness? How about love? His eternal power is in darkness. All the eternal power is in light. That's what they worship. They are trying to get there. And God, so that they are what?
Without excuse.
Because that when they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful. Here we go right here. But became vain in their foolish imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened, professing themselves to be wise. Where's the wise? Where's the counselors of Pharaoh? Where are they? Where the wizards? Where the idols? Where the familiar spirits at? They go right there. Where's the wise? Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Watch this now. And changed the glory of the glory. What is the glory of the uncorruptible God? His eternal power. That's his glory. See, I'm showing y'all something I didn't show first. That's what I tell you. When I mean Monday, do something on Monday, I come back, I study a few days. I see this more clearly. As I study, I see it more clearly and more clearly. What is the glory of the uncorruptible God? His eternal power. That's his glory. And then, see, did any man ever see his eternal glory?
Yeah,
Did any man ever see the eternal glory of God? Has any man? Who?
Christ.
Amen. Christ is the eternal power of God. All things was made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Amen. They changed Christ into what? Carolyn? What? Carolyn, what did they change Christ into?
Incorruptible man.
What did they change Christ?
Incorruptible God into an image made.
What did they change Christ into, Carolyn? All you got to do is read.
The glory of.
What
corruptible God into an image.
I said, what did they change Christ into, Eric?
Image made like two corruptible man, and two birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
Thank you very much. Praise God.
Amen.
I pray this. I told you, I didn't even get this to them Monday. See, I see something different every time I go there. What did they change Christ into? Eric.
An image made like to corruptible man.
I just showed it to y'all right there, man. You did it.
Yes.
What's the name of
It's on.
They go image made like to corruptible man. They go image made like to corruptible man. They go 4-footed beast she's standing on. They go image made like corruptible man. They go 4-footed beast she's standing on. They go image made like corruptible man. They go image made like corruptible man. They go image made like corruptible man right there. What are you talking about? And 4-footed beast. I got your 4-footed beast. That's what I'm telling you. They knew. So when the dynasties come, what do? They change it into an image made like made. Y'all don't see the word made? Made. You don't see made?
Yes.
They made. Come from their imagination. They made it something according to their imagination. Polytheistic gods. They made it into a sun. This is a God here. Let me show you this. This is the picture. No, that's not it. Look at my picture. No, I didn't put it in here. Hold on, let me see if I got this picture. I didn't put it in here. I gotta go take that picture. Come on, man. I don't see it. I gotta go back. Oh, there you go. No, I ain't put it in there. Go back. Select. This is a picture of this teacher. Select. There too. Okay. All right, got it in there. This is a picture. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Can't help read that, can
I see a
Don't turn your head. You don't have to turn your head.
I see.
This is Mother Earth.
Wow. I see her now. Yeah, she bent over.
That's Mother Earth.
She
These are her children.
The stars of the moon.
You're not paying attention. I said these. I didn't say nothing about no doggone star. You're not paying attention.
No.
That's another.
Let me explain the picture. I'm going to read it. This is her right here.
Okay.
See her?
Yep.
Yeah.
Say she overstretched over the whole earth.
Mhm.
Supposed to be Mother Earth. That's the queen of heaven. Then you got her children right here.
Yeah.
Then you got one right here.
Right.
Look how she got a leg.
Yeah.
Backwards.
What is that called? What is this called right here?
Bed.
What exercise is that called?
Yoga.
Yoga. What do you think it's called?
Oh, Pastor, I see another child right
Don't
there.
worry, I'm gonna show you everything. Go one right here. I know what you're talking about. Right to it right here, right here.
No, down.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I keep telling you they know. Yeah, it's got a picture of her. There's a picture of Earth. She is the mother, that's the queen of heaven. She covered. That's Mother Nature. Everything comes out of Mother Nature. The wind, the fire, the sun. Mother Nature's been good to us today. They said the son was the child of the mother. The son is the he. That's why you got to pay attention to what's going on in the Bible. You have to watch what you read. Because you don't about what you read, you don't see. That's why I keep telling you, y'all miss that word made. It said made. It said made like. Made like. Made like. They made it like a corruptible man. They made it like a bird. They made it like a four-footed beast. They made it like creeping things. They made it. They made it. They made it. What are they trying to show? The eternal power of God. It was holding in the right. They knew it was in it. They held it in our rights. They knew God. They did not worship Him as God. Because that which may be, because that when they knew God, they glorified Him not as God. Verse number 21, because when they knew. It said when they knew, it said they was trying to guess and trying to find out who He was. It said when they knew. That's why I keep telling y'all to pay attention. Y'all don't be paying attention to what you read. You go back up to the first one before, say, for the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without disputes. Because that when they knew God, they glorified Him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination. There we go right there. They're vain in their imagination. They go their imagination right there. They go their imagination right there. That's their imagination. That's the way they picture it, the image in their mind. Let me put it, they drew it. That's their imagination. They became vain in their imagination. And their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. They changed the glory of the uncorruptible God. What is the glory of the uncorruptible God? His eternal power. What is His eternal power? Christ. What was Christ? What was His eternal power made of? What was His eternal power made into? His eternal power. What was it made into, Charles?
Say it again.
God's eternal power. It was made into what? You don't have to go to no Bible to know that. His eternal power was made what?
Flesh.
Thank you very much. His eternal power was made flesh. What's wrong with y'all? And it dwelt among us. What's wrong with y'all? He said, here's eternal power. How many eternal powers God got? One. That's the word. His eternal power in Godhead. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. He changed the glory. What is the glory of the uncorruptible God? They believe His eternal power in God. He turned it into an image. The church, Christ, until they didn't see Him. They see Him as Christ. It's me. So I'm showing y'all something I didn't show them money. That's what I say. You can make both of them. Now you understand, Mitch, what I said? You can make both of them. Did I say this Monday, Mitch? Did I say this Monday clear? I did not teach this Monday. Did I say this Monday, man?
No, you
See
did.
why I told you it's important to make both of them. Always. And we got to get out of this. I only got another 15 minutes. I'm always going to teach a different thing all the time. That's what behooves you to watch it. Make sure y'all put the dates on. You got to watch it. Because sometimes I'm not going to remember this stuff all the time. But I'm showing you something. Jerry Brown, you get something completely different than what they have got there. So I tell you, if you make both of them, you need to try to do it. See, they ain't even seen this shit, so I'm not going to remember to show you. Then I'm going to explain it to you. I'm reading to you and explain it to you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to break it down for you. Show you everything. These people were spiritual, man. They didn't have no. This, what he's talking about, when he said for the invisible things of Him, that's where they started off. They didn't have no pictures. They didn't have no statues. They didn't have them. When the dynasties started to be established, that's when they started this right here. This is when they say they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like corruptible man, birds, four-footed beasts, creeping things. That's dynasty era. They go to dynasties now. They go to dynasties. What you say, Carol? Come on, come on.
That's some questions I was waiting.
Write them down. Write them down. Write your questions down. You write your questions down. Write your questions down. Write them down. Just keep writing them down. Just write them down. Write your questions down. I'll answer. Now, don't be gonna find it. I know I'm gonna find it. All you gotta do is write it down. I got the answers. Now it's in the book. Go to the book, find the answer, bring the answer back from the book. Now I'll take credit of it. We got answers. Just know how to find it. Gotta know how to find it. There's nothing new under the sun.
It's there.
Ain't nothing new. All you gotta do is search it out and find it. Don't be lazy.
Right.
Procrastinate.
You probably got a question. You got to click out the strong.
Yes.
See, you probably can find it. You don't click out the strong encyclopedia.
I went back and when we went over on Thursday.
Yeah.
About the Jeroboam.
Yeah.
I went back and I did some research. I'm going to tell you about that.
Yeah. You probably found the same thing I found. I know. Probably found what I found. I did the same thing. You know I'm on the left. I did that night. Did that one. Found out everything. I know about Jeroboam now. Can't tell me nothing about Jeroboam. Ain't no me back.
Don't be big.
No, you can't tell me nothing about Jeroboam. I know about Jeroboam. All right. So this is the second part of scripture I want you to have. It goes in your book. Verse number 18, verse number 23. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. Of men. You gotta pay attention to all the words. Of men. What do men do? Hold the truth and unrighteousness. Who was the first man to help the truth and unrighteousness? Israel. That's who God starts off with. Amen?
Amen.
Because that which may be known of God is manifested in them, for God has showed it unto them as he did. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, that is his eternal power. His eternal power is the word, that's Christ. And Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination. Yes, they did. The foolish heart was darkened, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Changed the glory of corruptible God into an image. How was Israel going to change him? How was Israel going to make them an image of an incorruptible man? An image of a corruptible man, and they had never seen it before. What did they see it at?
Mizraim.
What they see it at, Charles?
Mizraim.
They seen it in Mizraim. They seen it in Egypt. Jeroboam made a 4-footed calf. Where you see it at?
Mizraim.
You best believe what Aaron see it at.
Mizraim. That's all they do.
Why was Moses so pissed off when he seen the calves that Aaron has made? Why was Moses pissed off? Because it reminded him of Mizraim when he was down there.
Yep.
He spent 40 years in Egypt. Moses spent 40 years. He did not want to be called Pharaoh's son.
Pharaoh's son.
Pharaoh's son. He refused. He refused. He refused. In the book they do say he refused. Well, you see it at Mizraim. Seen it in Egypt. 40 years he lived there. That's where he was educated at. For 40 years. Because then when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, that the foolish heart of darkness, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. But let me give you another scripture, then I'm going to finish this, because we ain't going to be able to get to what I want to show you, but I'm going to show you. Put a note in your book. Put a note, how to come on Saturday. Preacher got to show me the elements. You don't have to remember that. I'll get it. Aaron, James Brown, y'all come on Saturday. Carolyn.
I have,
Huh?
I have.
What you doing? Oh, you watching DVD already? Well, I got to show you the book still. But all right, I got to show you the elements. Let me give you this other scripture too. I'm going to explain the scripture. Some of you go to these scriptures every time I come. The other scripture is in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse number 5. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. We got 4, 5, and 6. But the emphasis is on verse number 5. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse number 4. And God spared not the angels that sinned, cast them down to hell, delivered them into chains of darkness, to be preserved unto judgment. That's the first judgment of God. Second judgment is to spare not the old world. That's the didn't judge the old world to save Noah the eighth person, the preacher of righteousness. That's how they knew it was Noah preached what? Righteousness. Noah preached to them. They knew who God was, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Did he preach to the ungodly? Yes, he did. Then the next one is turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah to ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. So the key verse is verse number 5. I got to come back and show you that. But let me see if I get to these elements. I may be able to show it to you. Let me finish reading this right here. This is good. Where did I stop at? I gotta finish this. This is the part I want you to understand too. It says, they didn't know nothing about no resurrection. All resurrection that comes from next week. For the forms of the cups of the dead, all the religious ceremonies and observances, which presuppose, supposed before, a belief in the resurrection of the dead in everlasting life, which had been in existence among the native inhabitants of Northeast Africa before the dynasties, the Greek and the Roman had no regard whatsoever. They didn't know nothing about it. They were ignorant. They didn't know nothing about the resurrection. They didn't know nothing about belief in the resurrection of the dead. They didn't know nothing about everlasting life. All of this was only known to those in Northeast Africa. Mizraim, they say they didn't know. Just listen to what I read. The dynasty, when I say Mizraim, the dynasty, the dynasty era, the people that was born in the dynasty era, that started the dynasty, they didn't have no understanding of old Mizraim. They didn't understand it. Just listen to what I want to read. So the evidence on the subject now available indicates, I'll read this slow. The Greek and the Roman. Y'all ready? The evidence on the subject now available, listen, Charles, indicates that he was racially incapable. He was of the wrong race. What?
He was inferior.
What?
He was inferior.
What?
He was inferior.
He was racially incapable of understanding. He was inferior. He couldn't. He was racially incapable.
I'm not the white man.
Yes, I am. Bring it along. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yes, sir.
The evidence on the subject now available. We got evidence on the subject, on the resurrection of the dead, everlasting life. He was racially incapable of appreciating the importance of resurrection from the dead and everlasting life. He didn't have the intelligence to understand it. Now that just told me up. The evidence on the subject now available indicates that he was racially, that's the Greek and the Roman, incapable of appreciating the importance of such beliefs to those who held them, and that although, as in the case of the Ptolemies, they was Egyptians, he was ready to tolerate and even for state purposes to adopt them.
Grecians.
The Grecians. Yeah, that's right, the Grecians. Thank you, Charles. And the Grecians. To adopt them. The Ptolemies come out of Alexander the Great. He was ready to tolerate it even for state and even for state purposes to adopt him because he moved down in Egypt. It was impossible. I'm going to read this very slow. It was impossible for him to absorb them into this life. He couldn't take them in. He couldn't understand nothing about no resurrection of the dead and no everlasting life. So he couldn't absorb. So he just adopted them because that's what was taught in the land.
When in Rome, do as in Rome.
Preach!
Whatever
It is,
they say.
that's it. It is important to remember this fact when dealing with the evidence of Greek and Roman writers of the Egyptian religion and mythology. Charles loved this. For it shows the futility, the uselessness of trying to prove an absolute identity in the native religions of the white folk and the black folk.
Looked like Herodotus didn't know as much as he thought he did.
No, he did not. I gotta stop it. It's 12:30. Now, although a true decipherment of the ancient Egyptian hieratic and hieroglyphic texts has enabled us to draw our information on the religion and mythology of Egypt from native sources, we have still to fight against the ignorance of Egyptian scribes and the mistakes of careless copyists, and it must never be forgotten. I'm going to stop here. It must never be forgotten that the theologians at the court of the pharaohs under the 18th and 19th dynasties were just as ignorant of many facts connected with their religion and mythology as we, and the we is white Caucasians, ourselves were. See, the 18th and the 19th dynasties, they didn't understand. So that's why they did this. They didn't understand, so that's why they did. That's why they did that. But they didn't understand. That's how they 18, 19, 19, that's why they did that. But they didn't understand. They were just as ignorant as the white folks were. And we're going to come back next week and I'll give y'all elements, okay?
Amen.
Father, we thank you for what you have showed us, Lord. This is a magnificent study. We thank you for not only educating us, but showing us how you work in history. For you are the God of history. We thank you that you're showing us the black presence in the Bible. We thank you how you are, not only as you show us, but you're revealing other things to us, such as your eternal power. You just revealed to us and showed us how that was Christ, which we've never seen before. We thank you for what you're doing for us. Continue to bless us and keep us. In Jesus' name we pray, the church said.
Amen.
Amen.